Well, good morning. It's the first Sunday in September, and I'm on a familiar track. Probably just stop here for the moment. Actually, came up here and filmed coming up here only a few weeks ago, and then that walk we went up over a hill, back down, and the idea was then to go along up to another hill, the tallest one in this sort of, I call the Layan Hills, but we couldn't get through. And on the way back, you might remember, it just started to rain, and I saw this track going another way, and it struck me that I might be able to get round and come up from the other side and then follow it through. And actually did that with Karen only 2 weeks ago, and forgot my memory card, so I wasn't able to film it. And that's not the reason I'm coming back though, because on these, both the first time and the last time, came across a lot of dogs, some I've mentioned, and I just want to check that they're all okay, because last week and about 6 puppies and a mother who were now old enough went to soy dog, and one who had a badly injured neck came back. Sadly the soy dog truck got stuck going down here, but where the puppies are, the owner had a 4-wheel drive truck and managed to get them out, so no big harm done. Okay, for anybody wanting to do this walk, we're now exactly 1.6 kilometers in. This main path is very undulating. Just in front you can see it drops down again, and not far from there is where the path divides, and the original walk I did, I'd bell left and then went up the hill up there before coming back down again and joining this path much further along, which is shortly after where it got blocked. But you might remember on the way back I spotted this path. I just did walk along it a little way. This was on the way back at this time and it was raining, and I decided to try this path, which is what we did 2 weeks ago, and it proved to be successful in the end, doing it going in fact anti-clockwise. So this is where you need to turn down. Well, there's no air at all, very humid, no sun either, so not as warm as it could be. Right, this is quite important if you're wanting to do this walk. We're now at 3.2 kilometre mark, and in effect what we've done, we've just come up what would be the hill that's on the southern side of this valley. It's not that high, it's actually, we just come over the peak of it at 215 metres, and then you start coming down. But if you look here, you'll see last time, you can see that, you'll see a little loop there. Okay, the blue flashing dot is where we are now, and we went sailing on along here until I thought, no, hang on, we're not going in the right direction, so I had to turn around and come back. And the point you want to be at, it's actually just after the path narrows considerably. You can see it's wide here. It narrows down to just a motorcycle track. We just had a motorcycle with 2 dogs on it passing us, and what you're looking for is here. So you see, not that easy to see. It looks like a gully, but you need to be going down here, because we're going right downhill, right to the bottom of this hill. So I hope that's clear. Path it's not bad at parts, it's a bit rough, a bit like a gully. This is now quite nice. In reality, if you want to do this walk clockwise round, you could do easily. That's what I was attempting to do first time, and you would have a lot less climbing to do up the highest peak on the northern side. And in reality, of course, you would come around this way, and then instead of coming down here from this lower peak, you would just climb back up it. Climb up this one. Entirely up to you. Now sorted out where the obstacle I had before was, so yeah, you could do it either way. Just come across one of the big spiders so far. By the time I got my camera out and just try and get a nice close-up of it, it has scuttled off. But a big boy. Well, there we are, that's another one here. They're quite big. As I say, you can't even see the web. You see, I've just touched it and it's scuttling up there. There he is again. Just scuttled off. So I'm going to use my pole now just to see where the bottom of the web is, and it's there. I'm sorry, spider, but I'm trying to not break it altogether. Do come in handy trekking poles when you're going through paths like this. They're virtually impossible to see other webs. You can just feel your way along. Okay, so we're now at the bottom of this path and it joins a much wider path, and it's coming from the right. And in fact, I've been along here in the past. This is if you park up on the little road that leads down to Layan Beach Resort, just park up there, cross over the coast road, turn left and you'll see Layan Soy 3. If you walk down there, you come along this path. And that path follows the same route as we are doing for a little while now, before we actually head up to the main hill, the big hill. And this path, if you were following just for a nice stroll, continues, you go along the right and it continues doing a loop and coming back to Soy 3. So we'll head on down here now. Okay, so on our walk we've just now come 5.3 kilometres, and when you hit this, it looks quite a complicated junction. At this time of year you can hear the water running. It's quite a fast flowing stream. We're going up, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going up to the left. You're doing that easier walk I mentioned from Soy Layan 3. You'd also come to this point. You need to take a right here, not the sort of dog leg and straight on. That doesn't really lead anywhere to what I could make out. In fact, the people whose little house here, I did come along on that route once, told me, yeah, go nowhere. So, okay, so we're going up here. I'm going to stop and have an energy bar as soon as I find a suitable place. I've not had any breakfast and I know it's quite a tough climb. Right, I decided to try and get 100 or so metres up before stopping. I'm just on a bend here. You come this way, yeah, you just stick to this main path, which as you can see there's a mixture of gravel, sand and a lot of concrete as well. Again, because all the rubber plantations. There is a little path down there which I have a sneaking feeling cuts this bend off, but it goes up to another hut up there, so whether or not you can then get back onto this path easily enough, I'm not sure. So I thought, well, we'll stick to the way we're at. You see, I'm not a particularly pretty sight. Very wet. Yeah, got probably a bit of cobweb in my hair. I missed one and walked straight into it. Literally, I mean, wet. I mean, problem I have with anyway, my legs is I have to wear these thigh high compression tight things with silicone on the nylon with silicone bands at the top, and they are very warm, and on top of that obviously you have to wear woolen socks for the boots. It's quite funny actually, I passed one, Past a guy coming down on his motorbike. Seems sort of shaking his head thinking, crazy old man, the hell would you walk up here for? Well, this could actually be my last walk on Phuket for several weeks if all goes according to plan. Ideally I'm flying out of here on Friday on route to the UK. Because Thailand is now a red country, I have to stop in Switzerland for 10 whole days, plus a part days either side. So I hope maybe do a little bit of walking there. And then when I get to the UK, all being well, I want to do a 4-day walk called the Heriot Way, after James Heriot. Tell you more of that when I'm in the UK. And it'd be interesting to see what it's like, where I still sweat as much. Because that'll be the end of September, and I would imagine fairly cool. We'll see. But for today we've got this to do, so I'm just going to have a bit of fruit. I'm now past the energy bar, and then we'll head up, and we can see up there. But it is, the top's up there somewhere. And then you hit 1 or 2 false tops before you get there. So I'll talk to you from up at the top. This nice lady is, she's cutting. She's cutting the rubber trees, so she's creating new tracks for collecting the rubber. Like everybody up here, extremely friendly. See, she has this, cuts it out, and then brings it round, and the rubber will just follow that route down, like here, till it comes down into the pot. I'm getting near the top now. You come up 1 or 2 sort of false summits. This is one of them. You have got a view over to the right, which is looking to the east. Those are the hills, National Park. Lang will be over there somewhere. See what I mean by false summits? Here you are, you think you're at the top. And the top's still hard to see with camera angles, but way up there. But we're getting there. Well, we have reached the top now. We're on sort of a plateau. The path heads down here. And we will take that to start with. Although we cut it off. We cut off it. This path, that all the way, would take you down to the old airport road. Not far from the turning off to Saku and Naiton Beach. Okay, now if you're doing this walk, this is an important bit you could easily miss. Just at this point where you can actually see the sea, that would be Naiton, overlooking Naiton. Over there through the trees you can make out buildings, and you can just about hear traffic, which is the old airport road. That's the hill that I went up or crossed last week. We didn't go all the way up it. But just at this little shack here, disused corrugated iron shack, after you've just come up another short hill, where you drop down, literally a few 5 yards past it, you'll just make out a little track going steeply downhill. And I'll film that just so you can see it. I might have to stop because it is quite steep. But you need to be going down there. So in effect, you can make out a path. And what it is actually is just a series of paths crisscrossing for the rubber trees. So, oh, another big spider. I'm going through another web. Is he just across? No, he's there. I'll save his web and go around him. He's a big one. So, doing is keep heading down. looking out for paths. You can see there's a path. Can't see it at the moment, but you'll soon see a little shack at the bottom, and that's what you're heading for. I can see the red corrugated roof now. I think you probably can. So in effect what you're doing is zigzagging down these paths until you get down to that hut. I'm going to put the camera away because this is just the sort of place I slip. I'm bothered about slipping myself. I don't want to damage the camera, so I'll switch off for now. Not far off now. There's probably several of these little tracks. This is just to the left of the little hut. I say it zigzags near the top, but then it's going far enough straight down to the hut, and it's reasonable gradient, or it's stepped, so no big deal. So see, hopefully. If you do this clockwise, once you get to this little house, which is just over this little bridge here, you don't need to clamber back up that hill. There is a path here. You can see motorcycle tracks, so that will come up just a bit further on, so you're just cutting off that corner. So you could easily do that. We, as I recall, are going to cross this. It sticks up. There's a little weir. And head right. Now, when I first did this, or a version of this walk clockwise, and ended up coming to a point I had to turn around, this was actually the point. And the reason was because at that time it was just solid across here. You can see down there, thick undergrowth, and you couldn't see anything other than thick undergrowth going ahead. In reality it was quite shallow, and somebody has since we came to do it 2 weeks ago, coming down the other way, and I would have done the same coming that way because I would have seen that it's not that deep, and they've cut through, and so this is now the path that's coming down. And so if you're coming clockwise, you'll come up here. Well, we're now approaching the first of the dogs. Cross over this little bridge. 2 lovely young dogs here. Sterilised them a few weeks ago. I called in last time, and the guy was climbing trees to pick us fruit, cooking us coffee on his open fire. Hello! Hello! It's only me. So you're not... You see these big, aggressive dogs, as soon as they hear the crinkle of paper, they are very different. Aren't you, eh? They're young, they're only not even a year old. I think he does let them off the times, I hope so. Yeah, I know. I've more to see, so I can't give you all of it. So to give you bearings, but this path is the same path now that goes all the way back to where the car is. So it's just a straight line. And here you see actually processing the latex, getting through the rubber, and it's hung up there to dry. I think we've seen the whole process today. I've seen them putting the taps in the trees, actually emptying the pots, and now after it's been treated with acid, they go through here. Oh, mussels! Well, the puppies are all fine. 2 here, and the others are sort of playing in the woods over there. It's like a wonderland for them over there. No roads, perfectly safe. Water at the bottom. They're running around in the trees up there. Mama's still at Soy Dog. She needed to have some treatment, but she'll be back 2 weeks, I say. Hello. You okay now? Sabai?
Sabai đi. Pepsi come.
Pepsi come back. Oh, has Pepsi had the wound, yeah?
เพราะยังไล่กัดรถอยู่ต้องสงสารตอนนี้ดีโค้ก Pepsi.
And the one there, Pepsi, I see. Yeah, come on, let's go see Pepsi.
Come 3 days.
Come back 3 days, yeah?
Yeah.
So Pepsi have the wound now, okay? Sabai? Look better, you come out, yeah?
Yeah.
He wants to have a run around.
Very, very happy.
Happy?
But car and children come.
So have to be careful, yeah?
ต้องคอยดู
Two nice dogs, but Pepsi had a bad wound from a chain, so he's obviously keeping him. No, he's at Soy Dog a couple of weeks, but he's now okay.
It's very, very happy.
He's happy now out, yeah. Now he's offering me a bucket of long gone, which I do like. And it's okay, have a few, yeah. Hello! And he's an old dog, I remember him from years ago. But this one was a mama that's just been, young mama sterilised. So we got him. He's offering me one, so I can't say no. But we're nearly back at the car now. Well, not too far, but kilometre. Yeah, you want another chew, I know. You see, I couldn't get away without taking a bag of long gons. In actual fact, there's a lot of ants in here, but a good swash when I get home. But I actually do like them. They're very tasty, and you can actually eat the whole thing. You don't need to, there's no real seed as such. It's sort of sweet but tangy. In fact, you can eat seed. So, other than all the ants in there, which I'll tie the bag up, I'll give them a good wash when I come back. I'm not going to put them in my rucksack because I could have ants in there forevermore. But how nice is that? They'll share anything, these guys, and women. As I say, last time, the first guy I went to, he was climbing up trees, picking down fresh mangosteens, and also these he had. So, yeah. Keep on getting back to the car now. It shouldn't be long, about another kilometre, I think. We've passed where we broke off before. So, off we go. Well, back at the car, and we started off with a cloudy sky. It's been last hour clear blue sky, although a bit of cloud coming over now, and actually a little bit of breeze, a little bit of air movement. So it looks like being a lovely afternoon for those on the beach. Ended up being 11.9 kilometres. They should call this walk Layan Hills and Dog Alley. Certainly plenty of dogs, all friendly. I mean, they do run up and bark, but they're actually no aggressive dogs there at all. Stop and they run away. So, back we go for a nice shower and a beer.